All right, let's stay with politics now and talk about the federal level. It's going to be a very busy few days for the Liberals. Justin Trudeau's caucus is meeting in BC for a party retreat.
And it comes on the heels of the NDP ripping off their political alliance and the resignation of the party's national campaign director last week.
So joining us now from Nanaimo, Glen McGregor. Glen, a very few busy days for you as well. We also want to know when we're going to be hearing from the Prime Minister, because what he says next will be quite interesting.
Yeah, we don't have any timeline for when we expect to hear from Justin Trudeau here in Nanaimo, but of course his caucus of MPs are here meeting today. They are having sort of regional caucus meetings, so an Indigenous caucus, a rural caucus, a women's caucus, all having their meetings today, and then tomorrow the full national caucus of what's supposed to be 154 Liberal MPs are supposed to meet here, but we don't think everyone's going to come. It's probably a bad sign for the party because some MPs are deciding to sit this out. They're going to stay in their ridings and meet with constituents instead. Now, Justin Trudeau, of course, has spent the entire summer resisting calls to meet with his caucus. They are very worried, very concerned, and really a lot of them kind of went into panic mode after the Liberals lost that by-election in Toronto-St. Paul's back in June. Of course, we have two more by-elections coming up just as the House of Commons returns on the 16th of September. One in Montreal, which is considered a safe Liberal riding that the Liberals really need to hang on to, and another one in Manitoba, which is essentially a fight between the New Democrats and the Conservatives. So the message that Trudeau is going to give to his MPs is that he is staying on. He intends to remain as Prime Minister, intends to lead the party into the next election campaign, even though some of them privately have suggested it's time for a change in leadership. I don't think that's going to happen here. Trudeau is going to talk up Canada's improving economic situation. Interest rates are falling. Inflation is also falling, of course, though, so are the job numbers also coming down, and growth is kind of slowing down a bit. So we're at a kind of a crucial crossroads. And that's why the party is bringing in the former governor of the Bank of Canada, Mark Carney, to speak to MPs later this week. And he'll give his take on what's happening with the economy. But really, I think MPs here are looking for some kind of guidance from the Prime Minister's office. What is he going to do to reverse the party's fortunes, still running about 20 percentage points behind the Conservatives in most of public opinion polls? And then, yes, as you mentioned, the sudden resignation last week of the national campaign director. It's a guy named Jeremy Broadhurst, not a household name by any means, but very well known in Liberal circles. He was the guy who was putting the plan together for the next election campaign. And of course, with the NDP last week pulling out of the supply and confidence agreement, that campaign could come at any time. Theoretically, as soon as MPs come back, the Conservatives could move a motion of non-confidence in the government, and were the Liberals not to find support from another party on that vote, they would lose and we'd be into another election cycle. So a lot at stake here in Nanaimo. Melanie and Faiza, we're going to wait and see what the Prime Minister has to say. What is this message to the troops? And I think they're expecting more than just stay the course. They're going to want to see some action at the top, even if it doesn't involve him stepping down from his position.
A lot at stake and a lot up in the air. Glen McGregor reporting for us. Glen, thank you so much.